Well, just excited about the upcoming season. Last year was just so unusual. We actually got, one of the few like EKU that got to play in the fall and, got to play in the spring. So, some of us played in the fall, but, we was one of the only ones that played in the fall and the spring. So challenging year to say the least. And I think that was for everybody that did either one of those. But, for 9 months, we played a lot of football. And, I was really worried about how our guys would handle, doing that. You worry about, midway through this fall season or, at the end of the fall season, how you're still playing. So I thought it was very important how we handled May and how we handled June, and we handled it a little bit differently than we normally do. But, very encouraged about the summer we've had and how our guys have kind of, rejuvenated, ready to go and go into this challenge and, schedule we got in front of us in the fall. So, like I said, I think, they've handled it really well and as good as we could handle it. But excited about this season. It's a little bit of a makeshift conference, but it's going to be a strong conference for this year that we play it. And, we got some very good, non-conference games, probably the most challenging schedule that Jackson State football team's ever had. So, we're looking forward to the challenge and just ready to go, ready to start fall camp. So, let's ready for some football.
Coach Gross, could you give an example of how your off-season been a little bit?
You say that again, Mark?
Sure. Could you talk a little bit about how your off season was different than it was, say, in a non-COVID year?
Well, first thing, Mark, I'd like to tell you happy birthday. So if y'all know, it's Mark's birthday today. So happy birthday. Good to have you on. Very good question. And I think, fans, high school coaches, different people ask me all the time, hey, man, it's great playing in the spring. How was that playing in the spring? Y'all gonna do that again? I said, well, I hope we never do it again. It was good. I mean, I think it was good for our football team, but what people don't understand is how that does affect your all season. And I think it impacts it tremendously. And I'll just go with, the two opponents we opened the season with. We opened up with UAB, we opened up with Florida State. They've not had to deal with this, and people that are not in it don't understand. We got guys going into their third year playing college football and their second year playing college football that have not had a true off season yet. And for any coach, strength and conditioning and developing an athlete knows how crucial that is. So, you take those all seasons away from a guy that's going into his sophomore year, his redshirt freshman year, and he hadn't had a complete all season. We usually put 15, 20 pounds of developmental weight on those guys, a good weight on average, every year. And a guy, you can't do that playing in the spring. And then the year before that, these guys got hit with COVID. So your all season was messed up then as well. So it's very unusual, definitely. It was not a negative play in the spring. I think it's a positive for our football team. But you do miss that developmental deal. So, that's, I think people that didn't play in the spring like these two FBSs didn't have to deal with that. And, the incoming, freshman this year at missed theirs because we played in the spring. So that was the negative that I took away from it. But I think the positives definitely, outweigh the negatives on that. But like I said, for you general fan, people that are not in it, it does impact your program as a whole, because that's a great developmental time with those guys. But like I said, I think time will tell on that. And I think these guys, navigated through that as well as they could, just handling that situation and changing our bodies as well as we could through a pandemic.
Could you talk about your quarterback picture and how Cooper has come back from his injury?
Well, that was a deal coming out of fall with him hurt. And I think Zion, stepped up and had a great spring and just navigated us through, that challenging time really well and played really great until, he tore that ACL up in that last game. So, having you lose him, you're just hoping that you get Cooper back. And Zerrick's done great. I think he's got fully released the other day. So he went back to the doctor and he's full go now and, ready for contact and things. So, Zion's progressing through his surgery and, that's the thing about playing in spring. You get somebody hurt with ACL, you don't know if you're going to get them back in the fall. So it's very questionable whether we get him back. We got some other guys competing for that backup job, but have full confidence in that Coop's just going to pick up right where he left off. I thought he had a great fall, probably and he's played really well for us. But I thought in the fall he matured as a player, and I think he matured as a leader. And he helped our football team win games in the fall and did really, really navigate us through that time, in the best he could do that. So we feel good about our quarterback room and the leadership that's going to come from that with Coop.
Coach Craig Haley from Stats Perform. Question I had just asked Coach Wells. How do you think the AQ7 will ultimately be remembered as? Because you have terrific programs coming together for 1 year, and then the conferences go separate ways.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really strong. It might be a deal where they need to continue and have an East and a West type deal on that conference with all these conferences expanding. So I think it'll be remembered as a very strong conference. I mean, I think you can put it up there with the Missouri Valley and CAA. And, everybody, that's a measuring stick. We all know that. Proud of Sam Houston for, winning a national championship. You take them coming off a national championship year and you put them in there with the rest of us. I mean, I think it's going to be a great conference from top to bottom. And I think it'll be remembered for some great football games. I think you're going to see some wars. We're looking forward to all of them, and I think it's going to be some really, really good football. But like I said, I think those two conferences I mentioned are the measure sticks, and I think Sam Houston is the only one that's. You go back, Craig, you probably know better than I do of who outside those two conferences won a national championship. You go all the way back to like Eastern Washington in like 2010, 2011, and Sam Houston, Eastern Washington, and us are the only ones played in the finals outside those two conferences. So I think this conference, has that type of can have that type of success and can be measured with those two conferences.
Sure. Do you have any future games set with any of the teams from the WAC that you'll continue to play?
Not yet. I think we would like to continue some of those and having some of those on our schedule would be good. Really would.
Sure. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
John, Mitchell Gladstone with the Democrat Gazette. I'm curious on that note of, getting, having this one season with this one conference. I'm curious. I mean, obviously the goal is always for you guys to go win a championship, to make a deep run in the playoffs, to win a conference title, all those things. But for you and for UCA and for Jacksonville State, the three teams that are going to be part of the ASUN going forward, how important is it to have a strong season in terms of being able to build something going forward with the conference and, potentially, attracting more teams as, the conference puts together, its football group for next season?
Well, definitely. I think that's important for every program. Every year is different for sure. This is definitely going to be one that's going to be different, never replicated again for sure, because it's kind of this makeshift conference for a year. But I think moving forward for all of us, you go into the season, you just want to see your team progress and get better, every day, every week. And that's kind of what we focus on is how we get better as a program every week and, how we come to work every day. So I think that's, ultimately we never shy down from competition. So like I said, we got a challenging schedule and we're just looking forward to it and looking for ways to make our program better, especially in the landscape of college football right now. You got to find innovative ways to try to, maintain your success and move forward and find ways to take yourself to a different level.
Do we have any questions for Nicario or Zerrick?
Zerrick, could you talk about how you're doing?
I'm doing fabulous, man. This off season, I really took time and got my strength back in my ankle, and I'm just glad to be back and just look forward for the season.
What was it like for you to be released and to be able to do everything you want to do?
It was good. I know that was something me and my family been looking forward to. I know I've been putting in work day in, day out, whether I'm in Atlanta or in Jacksonville or wherever I am. I'm just anxious to get back on the field and just pick up where I left off.
For Nicario, you really had a terrific season. Could you talk about how you follow up such a great season that you had?
You just continue to do the small things, continue to be a leader, continue to listen, just stay humble and, be thankful and just keep working hard. And I feel like, that's the only way you can continue to achieve your goals and to lead.
Could both of the players talk about getting to play the schedule that you're playing?
To me, I feel like it's a tough schedule. Being able to play kickoff with UAB, again with Florida State, Sam Houston, Kennesaw. I think we all know the history about Kennesaw. So, I think the schedule that we have is a very tough schedule. And I'm pretty sure me, myself, my coaches, my teammates, we just look forward to, playing these teams and going out there and compete with them.
I feel like Pickoff for Coop said it's a very challenging schedule. It's different. We've got new teams that we haven't played yet. And we get to play Florida State again. So I know that's gonna be a game to watch. But I'm excited to play. We got some good teams in the conference. And I'm just excited to get the season started.
Hey, Nicario, Player of the Year defensively in the OVC, preseason Player of the Year going into this season. Talk about that, if you will. Any extra pressure and with those accolades?
I don't take it as no more pressure. I enjoy the game of football. That's why I play. The accolades just come along with it. Right now, I'm enjoying just being around my teammates and my coaches. And when we get back to school and it's time to work, we're just going to take it day at a time, getting better, put the work in, and focus on those kind of things. I don't really get caught up in the accolades and stuff. I just focus on getting better every day with my teammates. But that's about it, though.
For both Nicario and Zerrick, which NFL player does your game most resemble and why?
For me, it'd be more so of Deshaun Watson. I just feel like just a finesse player that he is, being able to escape the pocket and being able to make the throws along with escaping the pocket and by using his legs, his arms. He just does whatever it takes for his team to win. I just feel like that fits my game.
I don't know. I kind of take something from everybody. So I have a lot of NFL players that I look up to. So I try to take some from Minka, from Jamal, some from Terran, some of everybody, and just put it into one. So I don't just have one player. I like Sean Taylor and Ed Reed too. I still like the old players too. So that's just me though.
Zerrick, aren't you and Deshaun Watson good friends?
We're close friends.
What are some things he's helped you with?
More so, it's not mainly on the field things that he helped me with. I know it's more so like actually watching film and breaking down a certain team. I know back when I was at Clemson in 2016, just learning from him, Nick Schuessler and Kelly Brown. All them guys at Clemson really just helped me and just mold me to the player that I am now as far as breaking film, what to look for on and off the field, a certain coverage, corner. So just really just honing in on the small things that's off the field that can help me be successful on the field.
Hey, Zerrick, I know you're coming back from an injury and everything, and coach says that you're going to be fine for the fall. Do you feel like maybe chemistry may be a small issue since you actually hadn't been on the field working ever since the injury for a long time?
Absolutely not. I know me, my coach can vouch for me. Me and my receivers, we was working hard this whole off season. Whether it's in Jacksonville, I know I got a couple guys come to Atlanta. So, the chemistry is there. Now we just got to, take it up another step, and just look forward to playing with them guys, man. Them guys been putting in a lot of work, catching, twice a day, going working out, running, catching. So, the chemistry is there. We just got to take it another notch.
Coach Gross, what are your thoughts on that? Sorry, Joe. Hey, Coach Gross, what are your thoughts towards Zerrick's comments on that?
Definitely. He got to do a little bit of stuff in the spring. It was very, very limited with the injury, so he got to practice a little bit, throw balls. So it's not like he hadn't thrown the ball, since fall, since coming off the field. So I think he's maintained that chemistry, navigating through not being able to play in the spring and this summer. I think they've had a great summer, so I think, he'll pick right up where he left off, and, he's very capable, a talented player. And like I said, I've just seen him kind of grow into his own leadership wise and the things he's doing with those guys, in the off season.
Joe, did you have a question?
Yeah, to Zerrick and Nicario, can you all just speak to the challenge of coming into a conference where you're going to have multiple ranked teams, probably preseason, 2-3 teams, maybe more than that make the playoffs? Just it's a little different feel than where you've been previously. Just can you talk about the challenge of that? How much you guys look forward to that?
I mean, I think not only me, Nicario, my coach, just the whole organization of JSU. We just look forward to it. I know we look forward to having new challenges. I think that's going to really put an icing on the cake of where this Jacksonville State football team, not only Jacksonville, but FVS football in general. So I think just having new challenges is going to only make us better at the end of the day. So, we're going to attack them. We're going to prepare for them and just, attack every game like any other game we played.
We got time for one more.
Coach Gross, could you talk about how the new name, image, and likeness rules have affected you and your team?
I don't think it's affected them a lot. I mean, I'm excited for them to have some opportunities, and I think it kind of takes the handcuffs off. The NCAA has put on, players for a long, long time. So there's going to be some very good things. Already seeing some good things coming out of that, and we hope to find and be creative. And everybody's going to find their own niche of how they use it. So my job is to kind of help players find a way to do that and be structured a little bit and kind of navigate them through it. So, we're still working on those things, but I see a lot of positives coming from it. And, definitely any rule change that there'll be some negatives come out of it too. But from a player's perspective, I think it's a great thing. It's a great opportunity, and let these guys make some money, and while they're in college, why shouldn't they be able to?
Coach Gross, Nicario, and Zerrick, we appreciate your time this morning, and best of luck in the upcoming year.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, guys.